cameras, action. Now let's engage in the dialogue. Let me browse through your mind like a catalog. Conscious metaphysics, allow me to break down the specifics. Educate, motivate. If you don't feel free, you can liberate. An LLC is what I'm building, the #1 podcast in the building. So let me slide on up in the Bentley truck in my Versace shirts. They can't get enough of this deep conversation, expansion, elevation. I'll send you a link you can tap in. It ain't quite what I used to do back then. Now I get it on the front and the back end. Multiple money streams keep coming in. Enlighten, empower, evolve. Enlighten, empower, evolve.
Greetings, everyone. I'm Luke Bryan Smith, and welcome to Enlighten, Empowered, Evolved. I believe everyone's doing well and everything is unfolding perfectly. I'm excited yet again, and you know why. Because I love engaging in enlightening and powerful dialogues with people from around the world, and today is no exception. I have Avadhi Dhruv on my show today. Amazing personality, amazing individual, amazing woman who's a business coach, international best-selling author, an entrepreneur, and just so much more. We're going to get into all of that. How are you doing today, Avadhi?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for having me on the show today with you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I send my, you're welcome. And I also send my sincerest gratitude, because I'm a firm believer that time is one of our most precious assets. And for you to spend even a moment of your time in your life's timeline here with me, I appreciate that very much.
Thank you. It's an honor.
Yes, mutual. So let's just get right into it, Avadhi. So you're a spiritual business coach. Now, I want to kind of elaborate on that, because a lot of people out there, including myself at one time, did not connect the spiritual with the business. They separate that. We tend to separate that, but I think it's so extraordinary, because even songs that I create connect the two. It's okay we are all spiritual beings no matter what, but it's okay. And we all want, a better life, more control of our time, finances to do things. So I believe that's an amazing connection that you have made here. How did this kind of transpire? If you can give us a little breakdown of how you became a spiritual business coach.
Yes, excellent observation there. And that is one of the unique aspects of my brand, is that we bring spirituality and business together, which is often not seen together as much as it's seen very separate from each other. How I became a spiritual business coach is such an interesting question, because it's been a whole journey of evolution and self-realization. And so I put all of that in my book, and I like chapter 2 is all the entire journey. But in a nutshell, I grew up in India, and then I followed my father's example to become an engineer, to go to engineering in college and to become an engineer. So I studied engineering and then worked in the corporate world in a standard like corporate employment, and did leadership and technical development program while I was working in the corporate world. So I was along the regular trajectory, like go to school, get good grades, get a degree, and then get a nice high paying stable job. And it all worked out, except I wasn't feeling fulfilled within. I wasn't, there was something, my heart said that there was something more, something different, something else that I was supposed to be doing. And I couldn't put my finger on it, but I just felt like this employment was like golden handcuffs or a golden cage.
Right, right.
And I started Googling, what is the purpose of my life? And like, how do I find my purpose? And like, I just couldn't find the answer from Google. I mean, I found some articles, but it wasn't really the answer I was looking for. So the other part of this is my family has had businesses for over 5 decades. We have a family business that my grandfather started, and my parents and uncles and like everyone in our extended family is involved with. So I grew up hearing about business and just traditional business,
Right.
and all aspects of business as I grew up just at home and from my family. And so I was always drawn to business and entrepreneurship.
Right.
So I thought, I want to do something of my own that gives me flexibility and freedom that normal traditional employment didn't. And so I took the leap of faith and resigned from my corporate career that was seemingly pretty good. Like,
Yeah,
the
from the
normal.
outside looking in, yes, it was perfect. I'm sure. Amazing.
Yes,
Go ahead. There's a lot I want to elaborate on, but go ahead. I'm listening. I'm taking mental notes of everything that you're saying right now.
yes. So, as I took that leap of faith, I didn't really know where I was gonna land, essentially. But as I went through a deep soul searching process and journey, I started reading books. I read every book I put my hands on. Like I watched videos, I listened to audiobooks, I talked to people, I attended courses. I mean, I didn't leave a stone unturned until I got my answers.
Right.
And there's been a whole journey that led me to realize what I'm really supposed to be doing. What is my life purpose? What is the mission? Why am I here on planet Earth at this particular time? And that's what through all of that realization, I founded my brand and the vision and mission. And I decided I'm meant to be a spiritual business coach and bring spirituality and business together and bridge that gap and also empower other entrepreneurs, specifically heart-centered entrepreneurs
Right.
who are really here, and even light workers really, who are here to make the world a better place and brighten it up, shine their light, and really empower them to show up fully through a business that's sustainable and thriving in the real physical 3D world that we live in as humans.
Wow, that is beautifully orchestrated what you just said, and it answered my question thoroughly. Thank you. And I'm going to try. No, I am going to remember the points that I wanted to elaborate on, because when I'm excited and passionate about something, then that's when I really remember. That's how that's how my memory works. One thing I want to talk about is when you even mentioned Google, you Googled that. But eventually, if I might say this, and I don't know if you ever thought of it this way, you had to turn to the Google within to find passion,
Absolutely.
because you have Google yourself, your own
Yes.
intuition, your own, and a lot of people forget that. Another thing
Mm-hmm.
is, I believe it's so fortunate that the family values. Now, everyone has positives and negatives of what they perceive in their families, but what I have just um, taken from what you have shared is that you have business-minded, entrepreneurial, ownership mindset in your family, and that is amazing. Because even if I use my own example, the mindset that I grew up with, and it's nothing bad. It is nothing bad, because everyone is exposed to what they're supposed to be exposed to, and everyone's family is doing the best they can with what they know and everything like that, what they've been exposed to and whatnot. I'm thankful that I'm elevating from there, and I finally have that mindset of I don't just want a job, working for someone. I want to create something myself. And that is amazing. I don't want to jump around too much. I want you to take these points. That's why everything happens for a reason. And it's meant for me to talk to you today and really give energy to this spiritual and business talk, because I'm in the process right now. I just got my LLC, Enlighten, Empowered, Evolve LLC, all the paperwork done and filed with the state and federal, opened up my accounts. I'm sharing with people right now. And this is going into elaborating and fitting right in with you. I have a website being built right now, and my purpose is to help people. And you know what? I have had a job in jobs my entire life where, from the outside looking in, why would you want to disrupt that? I mean, the money's good, but what I've learned, and it took me a while to learn this. I just started getting it within the last 5 to 10 years, is that it's good to make money and things like that, but it's better when you can incorporate monetizing something that you would actually do for free and get paid for it. Now, I learned that from listening to a gentleman by the name of Dame Dash, who was connected with the rapper Jay-Z, who's a billionaire now. And he said that. He said, that's real, true happiness when you're working on something that you would do for free, but you're getting paid for it. And that's what I'm doing now. I would talk to people for free, but I'm monetizing it now. But that my main goal has never been, with creating this podcast, was about money at all. It's just that there are avenues for me to be able to monetize it now. But the amount of joy and education and knowledge and awareness that I get from talking with people and helping to educate me and helping me to expand, that's priceless to me. So it's just beautiful when you can align your passions and your monetary goals together. And that's what I want to highlight. And you're here for that reason on this show, to help to highlight that. You don't, people mistake being humble with, oh no, I'm humble and spiritual and I have to be like a Buddhist monk. And it's not about finances. No, yes, it is. So
Yes.
yes.
I resonate with everything you said, and absolutely, get paid for doing what you love to do, and you do it because you love to do it. It's your passion. That's how I started. That's how I uncovered what I'm here to do, is because I just started helping people, like coaching, like helping and facilitating. And because I'm like, I do this all day and not even worry about like monetary compensation. And at the same time, there's something called unequal energy exchange. And
right.
And that's where,
elaborate on that. I want to hear your description of the equal energy exchange. I'm right there with you. And I want to hear how you describe that.
Yes. So there is, and it's actually the universal law of give and take, of breathing in and out. Like, we don't think, oh, I'm only going to breathe in, but I'm not going to breathe out. Right. Or I'm only going to breathe out, but it's bad if I breathe in. It's a natural flow. And so energy goes out, goes in, like it's an energetic exchange. And money is, yes, it is a value exchange of value in the economy that we as humans have built over many years.
But it's also energy.
And it's also energy when we talk about it spiritually, just like everything is energy and everything is connected, and then we are all one. So money is just a form of energy, and therefore receiving money or giving out money, it's all part of that equal energy exchange. And so looking at it both ways, I look at it from the spiritual perspective, as creating that equal energy exchange, and also from the economic, the human society perspective, money being a measure of value, and an exchange of a medium of exchange of value. It's so important for business, for entrepreneurs to understand that they're operating a business, and a business is sustained through cash flow, healthy cash flowing in and out, and it,
Circulation. Yes. No
yes, and
stagnant. In and out.
circulation.
I love that. I love the way you're expressing it. I apologize for disrupting you. Go
No,
ahead.
you're right, and circulation, and it's a way that we can boost employment in our society, create employment, because when the business makes money through clients paying for services or products, the business can now hire people, create employment, so more people can have stable jobs
Right.
and provide for their families. And
Right.
that creates a stability and, a sense of support in the community. And so in the economy, and boost the economy, the gross domestic product of any country, GDP, is what is made up of the products and services it creates and circulates in terms of money. So like, no matter which way you look at it, the spiritual angle or the economic and the business, like traditional business angle, it's just there's a healthy way to do things, and then there's the unhealthy, unsustainable ways to do
Way to do
things.
things. I mean, that's amazing how you articulated that and orchestrated that too as well. Thank you for it, for breaking that down, because I resonate in with everything that you just said as far as when you provide a service. Yes, the in the universe is balanced, so you're going to be compensated for that service. It
Yes,
doesn't mean that your intentions are to just be compensated, but it's just the reward that comes with it. You being
yes,
of service is,
yes,
everyone's service is worthy of compensation in some
yes.
way, shape, or form. And in this particular way, we're talking about monetary. So
Mhm.
it's okay, and it's amazing. And my intentions with this show is to not only highlight, but to provide a service. And the service that I feel that I'm providing is awareness and education to people, and
Yes,
showing people how to elevate their thoughts, their thinking,
yes,
in the
yes,
power within themselves, that uh, they can think like the way that you grew up, with not only being an employee, and not saying there's nothing
mhm,
wrong with that. If that's what sustains you, and that's where your
yes,
peace is, that is fine. But
absolutely.
to let you know that you don't have to sit somewhere and say, I'm just unhappy and I'm working here. No, find out, tap into your gift, listening to your internal Google, and find
Mhm.
your passion and start working along there, and things will open up. And I'm sure you can attest to this. You don't have to know the whole direction to
Yes.
go. Just start taking a step in that direction, and things will just open up. Circumstances, bridges of incidences will just, you'll say, hey, how did that happen? I was thinking about this, and then here this person comes. Just like I'm just 2 weeks into getting everything going with my LLC business bank account, business savings account. And here I'm talking to you who have a knowledge and an expertise in regards to business and spirituality, which that's me. So we're probably going to have to talk more behind the scenes, because I'm getting that together right now, and that's amazing.
Perfect. Awesome. Yes, I totally resonate with how, when you embark on that journey of what really calls to you, like your heart's calling, your soul calling, even if you can't, and oftentimes we don't see the whole path. I didn't see the whole path like you don't, but taking the first step opens the next steps, and then things and resources and people gravitate to us, or we gravitate to them. And yeah, we'd be surprised where we come across things and it's like perfect. And tapping into inner Google, like you said, I named it in for my book and my audience. I named it the inner genius
Right.
because I believe that everyone has a genius within them. We're all born with it. And that is the real resource that we only ought to tap into more of, which is what I wasn't doing when I started. I was looking outside for the answers. I was looking outside of myself and I couldn't find the answers there because they were all within me. And
They're
once
all
I
within
tapped
you.
into the inner
Yes.
genius, as I call it, it's like the treasure trove is right there. And
Right. A lot of
and
people forget, and I'm glad that I'm happy to say within my journey that I'm finally aware that I am this intricate part of the universe, intricate part of all knowing, you know,
Mhm.
inside of me. You just have to find it. And I'm also, I've also transformed myself into using fear as fuel. Like I don't like feeling uncomfortable and scared of something. So what do? I face it head on. So that way
Yeah.
that fear dissipates. So a lot of times, and the reason why I say this is because a lot of times people are afraid, including myself, at points, to do something, to do something different that's unknown. You know, like you
Mhm.
had to take that initial leap from your
Mm,
from your good
yeah,
job, you know,
yeah,
to the
yeah.
unknown. And
Mhm.
I'm sure that was there was a bit of fear in it, but nonetheless you did that. And a favorite philosopher of mine by the name of Waldo Emerson, Ralph Waldo
Yeah.
Emerson. I have a
Mhm.
T-shirt of his, and it says, "Always do what you're afraid to do." Now, some people will, when I quote that, they'll say, "Well, I'm afraid to
Uh,
jump off a building." That's not what it means. Come on, you got to think deeper than that. What it
Yes.
means is that if it's something healthy that's not going to cause you imminent death, go ahead and do it. You know what I mean? I didn't say
Yeah,
jump off
yeah.
a cliff because you're
Don't be,
afraid to do
yeah.
it. Or jump out of an airplane with no parachute because you're afraid. Don't do that. You have to use
Absolutely.
yeah, you have to use some common sense and logic
Yes.
and
Yes.
apply that to that. What it
Mm-hmm.
basically means is
Absolutely.
yeah, the things that are waiting for you are on the other side of fear. You know,
Right.
here's that
Yes.
wall, and you're over here playing it safe, which you might
Mm-hmm.
be okay. Like you said, you're making decent money here, everything's
Yeah.
fine, but you're not fulfilled. Well, do you
Yeah.
want to be fulfilled or you want to just be comfortable with being uncomfortable?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you
That's a
want to just
choice.
be comfortable with being uncomfortable, okay, stay here then.
Stay there. Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
not, jump over that fear.
Yep. Yeah. And like you said, use logic. Like I did take the leap of faith, but I did I was methodical with my money management. I
Right,
had
right,
savings set aside. So I knew like if I have no income from this particular job for at least the next few months or some period of time, that I still have savings like that will sustain me, or I have other ways I've budgeted so that I'm going to be able to sustain myself for the basic needs. And
right.
so I see the other extreme too. Like I see people that just like you said jump off the cliff because
Yeah.
somebody said so
With
without
no
a
logic.
parachute.
Okay, where's
Yeah.
your money?
Like,
Where's your
well,
yeah.
where's your parachute?
Yeah,
Build
I'm
find
homeless
your
now
parachute
because I
first.
I jumped out on faith. I'm homeless now. Wait a minute. Apply some
Yeah.
logic to that. Apply some
Yeah.
some thinking to
Don't do
that.
that.
Some
Yeah.
ingenuity to what you just did, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
on the other side of that, there's some people, I'm sure there's some situations where that has worked, where people has
Yeah.
just jumped and then the parachute, they just grew wings. Okay, and it
They
happens.
found.
But
Yeah.
someone like
Uh,
myself and like you, of course, we want to make logical choices and line up some things before, just like
yeah.
me investing money
Yeah.
into my business. I'm making sure that I have these things paid, taking care of things, but then I'm doing a little bit at a time. I'm not just saying, okay, I'm going to take every bit I got, and I hope this takes off now because I have no money to pay any other bills. No.
Yes. Yes. Like I say, hope isn't a strategy. And when we plan for the best, and also, well, we hope for the best and plan for the worst,
That's right.
and land somewhere in between.
In
And
between.
honestly, from a spirituality side of things, it's not really our plans that pan out. It's
Right.
really the higher self, the universe, the like God,
Absolutely.
is it's really that divine intelligence
Right.
and the divine plan that's really what's unfolding here, and really being able to accept what's happening and surrender to that flow, like being able to do that and be that channel every
Right.
step of the way. It takes time and work, inner work, and it takes a lot of sacrifice
Right.
from
It certainly
that
does.
false self to get to that place of surrender that's required for true success. And so it's a whole journey. It's a beautiful, very rewarding journey, but it's a whole journey. And really, sometimes the parachute is the support system, like the people you surround yourself with. Not
Right.
sometimes, this is a crucial part of it that determines success in the end, is the people you surround yourself with and the people you associate with and
That is
people
true.
you reach out to for help, for support, for guidance, or for just even moral, encouragement
Right.
in that journey. That all plays into it, and it's
It
yeah,
does. That
yeah,
plays into it, as well as the information that you feed yourself, the
yes,
the dialogue and conversations that you engage in, the information that you're listening to,
mm-hmm.
mostly what you're feeding your mental diet, all
Yes,
that has to do with that. And one thing that you said, a journey, that journey, even when you have reached certain levels and certain goals, it never stops, because then another, you
mm-hmm.
know you and the working on oneself, I believe that's never stops, even when you feel like, okay, I've overcome that. No, I think life is a continuous growth process, and we're meant
Yes.
to continue to learn and to see things, as learning experiences, and instead of obstacles.
Mhm.
Yeah, see.
Yes. Well, I like to say life is an adventure, and it's such
Right.
a fun adventure. Why would you ever want to stop learning? And also, the true wisdom says that the moment you think you know everything, you're totally lost. Like the moment you really know everything, you know that you know nothing, and you're
Wow.
always learning and evolving. And so this is something for me that I always keep as a constant reminder, because it's so easy to fall in the trap of, oh, I've learned everything or I know everything now. And that is the biggest trap that leads to the has led to the downfall of so many, so-called historic successes. And
Wow.
so we're all here to continue to evolve and learn and expand, and it's just the universe is infinite.
So, before we conclude this segment, what I wanted to know is, how can people find you?
Yes, absolutely. My website is the one-stop shop. So the website is my first name, Avadhi.guru. So again, it's www.avadhi.guru. And my book, info about my book and the book page is right on the homepage of the website, or it's just avdi.guru/book. And the book's available in either a PDF format as an ebook or in the paperback format. And if someone, one of your listeners, goes to the book page and submits a request for a paperback, I love to sign the book with a personalized message for the person who ordered and send it to them. The book is also on Amazon, of course, as a Kindle version and the paperback too. So other than that, so my website also connects the social media. So I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. So message me on any of those platforms. I just joined Alignable too, so I'm on that. So just, yeah, find me in whichever way that you feel called to. And I'd be
Oh,
happy to
wow.
connect.
So, that's awesome. I'll have to look you up on Instagram. I'm on Instagram as well under 333 Empower. Yes.
Awesome.
Yes. Thank you very much. And you know what? I want to have you back on here again because I want to talk about a little bit more about your book. We didn't even get into that. I mean, we were just going with the flow, like you sound like you use that word flow. We were in the flow, and
Yes.
yes, but yeah, I want to talk about your book, and then also, if you can let us in on a little bit of what your next book might entail. So we'll get into that. So we're gonna have to have a part 2 of this. Amazing,
Awesome. It'd be a pleasure.
that's how it is when you are engulfed in an amazing conversation. The time just goes by quick and you're like, wait a minute, I didn't have enough time, yeah, it's just so much. I mean, I was resonating with pretty much everything that you said, and it reminded me of my journey. It's amazing that how the universe orchestrates things, and you talk to these people that are supportive of exactly where you are in your journey, or people that are meant to help elevate you and take you to the next level in your journey. It's just amazing. I love
Absolutely.
the energy of having high vibrational conversations. It's just like, wow. It's like connecting to a battery and just charging your or an outlet and recharging yourself. It's just amazing. And I thoroughly enjoyed speaking with you today. Very much, Avadhi.
Same here. It's been an honor and a pleasure for sure. Great connecting with you today and also with your listeners. What?
Yes, yes. Thank you, everyone, for being here, for spending time with us, for listening. If you're listening on audio only or you're watching, thank you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, subscribe, that like button, whatever is there, and watch more content like this. Thank you very much. Sending love and appreciation and abundance, and may it all circulate in all of your experiences continuously. Thank you very much. We'll see you soon. Enlightened, empowered, evolved.